that's so frustrating. You can't see it. Well, you might be able to see it now, but it's just started to snow today, and we've just come out for a run. And today, we've decided to run our first half marathon, potentially of every week for 2021, maybe. We're going to see how it goes, but we're going to talk to you about why we've decided to do this, the inspirations behind it, and also what my week looks like as a triathlete training for an Ironman in comparison to Mary's week as a runner training for a marathon. So hopefully it's going to be a lovely run in the snow. She's going to love it, definitely. Yeah. This is more like it, isn't it? It's actually going to lay. This is how I wanted to start the video, but this bit will do. Woo! Just got a massive snowflake on my tongue. And if you're wondering why we've decided to take on this challenge, it's two reasons really. And the first one is, it is a challenge. We saw Jamie's running, Jamie, a friend of ours, on Instagram and YouTube. He committed to how many last year, Mary?
Originally 60, but he ended up doing 70.
Half marathons over the year, so more than one a week. And he decided that at the start of the year. And then we've seen another guy called Eugene, who I think is 63, and he's currently running a half marathon every day.
Yeah, he's done one every day this year, and I think he started in December.
So that kind of gave us the impetus, I guess, the start point. But the other reason that we settled on a half marathon is that it's a stretch goal for both of us, and it fits into what we're both trying to achieve, me with an iron distance race, long distance triathlon, and Mary with the London Marathon. It's not short enough that we could pick it off easily every Sunday, you know, 10-15 kilometres. We could do that in our weekly runs in the weekdays. Whew. Just got to make sure Winnie crosses the road safely. But neither is it too far where I think maybe it might put too much wear and tear, too much toll on my body and Mary's body. Half marathon's that middle ground, isn't it? It's quite a nice distance, and I think we can manage it every week.
Yeah, it's like a nice long run, a couple of hours.
So we built to this point. Sometimes I would say you have to gradually build by using the 10% rule every week to get to this point, but we're kind of here and we don't want to go any further just yet. We'll push on later in the season when it comes to marathon training and Ironman training. So my advice at this point of the video is to find a distance that excites you, that is a stretch, but not too much of a stretch, but it keeps you kind of in the long run mentality for a Sunday, because let's be honest, what else is there to do? It's 1 kilometre to go, and I would say, I don't know about you, I think we've pitched it perfectly.
Yeah, I've loved it.
My legs are tired. I know I've run, I know I've pushed myself, but they're not overtired, they're not shot to bits. They're just going to be that nice buzz of tiredness and recovery and endorphins and
just that perfect tired to really enjoy the coffee and cake.
Yeah, coffee and cake time. Car chat, a new segment. Oh, I did a little higher than that. We made it home. I think we just cut straight to coffee and cake, right?
Nothing else for it.
Okay, let's do it. Car chat. That was a seamless transition, wasn't it?
The highlight of our week.
Yeah. People have been questioning why we're drinking Costa, by the way. Someone noticed, and I had made a resolution at the start of the year, and we both did, that we would buy local, but also my kind in-laws bought me a £50 Costa voucher for Christmas, not realising that I'd made that choice. So we're using that essentially. So we're getting kind of free Costas each week. We just finished the last one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
They do make good caramel shortbread though.
I know, well, we saw last week, didn't we? How are you feeling after your half marathon? Right
this second, I'm pretty happy.
Are you pretty smug?
I really enjoyed it. I feel like it was a little push for me, a little challenge. It's the furthest I've run in ages. It was just really nice. I think 2 hours is a good length of time to really clear your head and
But just for clarity, when 2 hours is right for you, and then I think if people are watching this and they're trying to work out what their best long run distance is for a Sunday that is also a push, and they've stopped building, because at some point you have to stop building. You can't just keep building and get all your way to the marathon distance before the marathon. Your race isn't till October, so we've settled on a distance that will keep a really good base and be a really good platform or springboard for when we do push on to the marathon. That's our thinking, isn't it?
I don't need to run further than that right now.
So if you're training for a half marathon but you've got a long time to go, 10k might be your kind of good platform, your springboard. So you pick a distance that will be a stretch for you, that wouldn't be a walk in the park or a cakewalk or whatever you want to call it. Will challenge you and will give you a really nice solid platform to springboard off of when you need to in the spring or wherever. I think everybody wants to see this moment. Go on.
Do you
remember what happened last time you tried to eat the shortbread? Come on.
Now what do you do?
Can you remember?
Take a bite, then when it's in your mouth, take a swig of coffee.
Correct.
And then they blend, and you get the taste sensation.
Go on.
It's not one to do on camera. It's one to do when no one's watching you.
So now you know our stretch goal of a half marathon per week, it's time to get into the meat and drink of the week. Is that the right saying? Anyway, we thought it was worth discussing the different structures of our week, considering Mary is marathon training and I'm training for a long distance triathlon. The half marathons are our shared experience, but our weeks do look differently outside of that. Oh well, my plan didn't go as planned, because it's now Thursday and I'm running my tempo run. I did have this clever idea of going through my week bit by bit and showing you by splitting the screen how I compare to Mary. Someone training for a marathon, someone training for Ironman, but, oh, hang on, car. But as always, it didn't work. Mary would go out training, I'd forget to give her the camera, I'd forget to record me training, blah, blah, blah. It's messy, but we're happy, right? So I can recap while I'm out on my run anyway. So the week started off so well anyway. This is what we both got up to on a Monday. On Mondays, I try and get in an hour on the turbo, whether that be a base session or sometimes higher intensity interval sessions. And I also try and squeeze in 10 to 20 minutes of a strength and conditioning workout in my break time or lunch time. But generally quite a maintenance day really after the half marathon on a Sunday.
And I do strength and conditioning.
And Mary's strength and conditioning is a slightly longer session to give her a bit of focus and feel like she's doing something substantial on a Monday. That would have looked good if I'd have carried it on for the whole week, wouldn't it? But I didn't. So we did both go out for a run on Tuesday though. I went out for an easy run. I did take the camera. This is some of the footage, but I kept it easy. I alternate between interval sessions and easy runs on a Tuesday because I I don't actually need that much speed, but I like to keep it ticking over. And while I went out easy, Mary came home from work and went out on a hard interval session, so it was shorter, but it was harder, and it was the 30, 20, 10 intervals that, and I'll share a video up there of what it was, but Mary's doing speed work every Tuesday, so at least we both run. And on Wednesday, when I jump on the bike again for a harder hour, so an interval session on the bike, something FTP, or a tempo session, Mary invests again in strength and conditioning, because she's running 4 times a week, and 2 of those days are at the weekend. And on a Thursday, we're both back out on the run, both tempo sessions. Mary's doing tempo intervals at the moment, and I'm doing solid tempos, but I'm right in the middle of mine right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, this really hurts. But Thursdays is tempo. That session felt a lot harder than it should have done for a turbo session. Whoa, a bit washed out there. But that does mean that with my tempo run done and Mary's tempo run done on a Thursday, we're done for the week. And that can only mean one thing. Cheat day! Isn't it, Winnie? No, oh, no, no, no. I love a cheat day. So what happens on Saturday and Sunday, you might be asking? Well, Saturday's the most different day for the both of us, because we're training for events that take significantly different amounts of time. Mary somewhere between 3 to 4 hours, and me somewhere between 9 to 11 hours. I don't know why I do this, but anyway, that means on a Saturday, Mary goes out for an easy recovery run of 5, 6, 7 kilometers. Nothing crazy, just nice and easy. I, sadly, have to sit on my turbo trainer for anywhere between 2 to 5 hours, depending on where I'm at in the block, and just tap out a steady state, build my aerobic base, because I'm going to be doing something between 5 and 6.5 hours on the bike come race day. So I told you, she's going out for a run. How far are you going?
6 kilometres in the pouring rain.
It is really raining. Oh well, enjoy. See you, enjoy. And it was that run that'll take us both back to our half marathon the next week, our linchpin of the week that we can do together. Lovely. Week over, done. All of my training sessions hit. I'm really happy. And that was a really weird journey through our week. I'll give you that, and I'm sorry that it wasn't better, but it is what it is, and that is our week, and that's the week in the life of someone training for a marathon, and a week in the life of someone training for an Ironman. One thing you'll probably note though, and it's important to note, is that all of our sessions that we're doing throughout the week are around the same time and distance. So while we're playing with intensity, as in doing some different interval sessions and turbos, we're not increasing the distance as well. And I would advise that to anyone thinking of doing this is don't push distance and intensity up. Work on one or the other, and then rotate in the next block if you want to push the distance up. But don't do both at the same time, because it is a recipe for injury. And that's why we're doing that. We're trying to stay consistent. And with consistency, naturally comes improvement. The point I'm trying to get across is that steady eddies over shooting stars, which is a term Malcolm Brown uses, who's coached the Brownlees, Paula Radcliffe, you know, top level running coach. The steady eddies will see the gains more than the shooting stars who turn up for a week or two and then disappear. If you just there, crunching it out week after week, not changing too much, remaining consistent, the gains are going to be huge. So there's my recommendation right there. Coming up on Wednesday, yeah, I've got these bad boys to review, bought them with my own money, of course, taking them out for the second half marathon, which will be when you're watching this, and I'm going to review them on Wednesday. The Hoka Carbon X2, good enough for Jim Walmsley, good enough for Ben Bridges. That's it. I'll catch you on the flip side. See you on Wednesday.